There are questions in planetary science that ignite the imagination instantly. Questions that invite us to step beyond facts and into possibility. One of the most powerful questions is this: what if Mars had oceans again? What if the red, dusty world we see today returned to the blue planet it might have once been? A planet with coastlines, storms, rain clouds, and vast open seas. To understand this vision, we must first travel back in time. Hey curious minds, if you love learning why things work the way they do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Science Chimp before you forget. Billions of years ago, Mars was not the frozen desert we know today. Evidence from orbiters, landers, and rovers shows ancient riverbeds, dried up lake basins, shoreline patterns, and mineral traces that form only in the presence of water. Scientists believe that early Mars may have had an entire northern ocean, a gigantic body of water covering millions of square kilometers. The planet had a thicker atmosphere, a warmer surface, and possibly a climate that supported rainfall and flowing rivers. But something changed. Mars slowly lost its magnetic field. Without that shield, the solar wind stripped away the atmosphere, thinning it until liquid water could no longer exist on the surface. Oceans evaporated or froze, rivers dried, and the planet became the cold, dusty landscape we see today. Now, let us imagine the opposite. What if Mars regained its oceans? What if the atmosphere thickened again? What if warmth returned and water flowed freely across its surface? The transformation would be breathtaking. Oceans would fill the lowlands of the northern hemisphere first, the basin known as Vastus Borealis. One of the flattest and lowest regions in the solar system would become a massive ocean. Shorelines would stretch for thousands of kilometers. Waves would roll against rocky cliffs made of ancient volcanic stone. As moisture evaporated, clouds would form. Rain would begin to fall again. Storm systems would sweep across the planet, reshaping its climate. With oceans come cycles of heat and moisture. The atmosphere would become thicker and richer in water vapor. Mars would develop weather patterns, just like Earth, wind belts, seasonal storms, cloud formations, and perhaps even polar hurricanes. The reddish dust storms that occasionally engulf the entire planet today would become far less frequent. Water rain would wash dust back to the ground, creating a more stable and balanced climate. Life becomes the next big question. If Mars had oceans again, could life appear on the planet or return if it once existed? Billions of years ago, early Mars had the conditions necessary for microbial life. If those conditions returned, then basic organisms might re-emerge. Hydrothermal vents, coastal shallows, and nutrient-rich waters could become nurseries for simple life forms. Over millions of years, Mars could evolve ecosystems unique to its environment. For humans, a Mars with oceans would be completely different from the harsh world we are preparing to explore today. A warmer, wetter Mars would support farming, construction, and long-term colonization far more easily. Water would be abundant. The air would remain thin, but significantly more breathable with the right atmospheric engineering. Cities could rise along Martian coastlines. Floating research laboratories could drift across alien seas. Deep underwater exploration would reveal landscapes unlike anything on Earth. Would this transformation be natural or engineered? Naturally, Mars is unlikely to regain oceans on its own. The loss of its magnetic field means its atmosphere cannot rebuild itself easily. But some scientists discuss terraforming, a long-term process that could warm the planet, release trapped carbon dioxide, and create conditions for liquid water. It would take centuries, maybe thousands of years. But the possibility remains one of the most inspiring ideas in space science. A Mars with oceans is not just a fantasy. It is a reminder of what the planet once was, and what it might become again, with enough time, creativity, and scientific progress. If Mars ever returns to its blue past, it will transform humanity's understanding of planetary evolution and open a new chapter in our exploration of the solar system. Water changes everything. And if Mars had oceans again, everything on that planet would change with it. Learning never stops, and neither do we. Subscribe to Science Chimp and keep exploring the wild, weird, and wonderful world of science with us.